You are going to love today's video because I'm going to be talking about how you can build a 20 to 30k per month agency from scratch in about 60 days. Now that sounds crazy, and I promise you it can be done. You just have to apply and implement the things I share with you in this video. So the first thing I'm going to talk about, I'm going to get right into it, is third order consequence. This is a topic you need to understand. It sounds confusing, it's really not. I put a definition on screen. It's basically a complex result that emerges from a series of cause and effect relationships. Everything you do day to day is cause and effect. If you send a cold email, you're going to get an effect. You're going to get an output from that cold email. Now, the catch is that the output can be positive or negative. But if it's negative, at least we know that, so we can change the inputs to get a more positive effect. So if you're currently here, right, you're broke and you want to get to 20 to 30k per month, which is where I'm at with time and freedom, everything like that, there's a lot of things you need to do. You need to have the skill set to do this, but you also need the belief system to do this. And in order to become that person, our day-to-day tasks and decisions have to align with what your future self would do. So ask yourself right now, would your future self be watching YouTube? Would they be doing the outreach? And I promise you, they wouldn't be doing anything like this, which is what you're probably doing right now. You're probably doing the outreach, you're probably doing fulfillment, sales calls, you're doing everything. And it may feel like you're doing a lot, but you're doing nothing. You're actually doing nothing. Because if you do everything, you're not going to be really good at anything. So you're trapped not getting anywhere. It feels like you're doing a bunch of work. And you are technically at the core, but you're not really doing anything that's going to, drive outcomes. So how can we solve this? You've got the bucket, which is the exact same as a successful agency owner's bucket. Now, the size are the same, and this could, be a metaphor for your day-to-day time, but the successful person fills it with higher leverage things than the broke person. If you're a good broke person, you'll do your cold calls and you'll do your Instagram messages and your outreach, but a successful person wouldn't do that. They would manage people who do that for them because it's quite a low leverage task. And a great way of thinking about it is you need to align your decisions with your future self. So imagine you are already making 20 to 30k a month. What would your day-to-day look like, and what would you do with your time? Because if you value your time at $100 per hour right now as a broke person, it's going to entirely change your belief system and paradigm about what you should be focusing on day to day. So and I am going to talk about exactly what you need to be doing day to day in a minute, of what I did to actually scale to this part pretty damn quick. So how it works is, you need to fill your buckets with more throughput with less time. Now, what do I mean by that? So here's a basic marketing funnel. A marketing funnel. I don't know why I hesitated there, but essentially you've got discovery, desire, evaluation, purchase, loyalty, all that stuff. So let's talk about the first thing, discovery. We need as much attention around your offer as possible. Now, we need to do this with as little effort as possible because, yes, we could do 100 cold calls a day and probably get to 10, 15k per month, but it's not a high leverage thing. It's not a good long-term strategy. You'll burn out, you'll feel tired after one day, you probably hate doing the work, you won't enjoy your agency. So we need to fill our buckets with things that can build as much attention to our offer with as little as effort as possible. So what I'm going to be talking about in today's video is the daily front-end inputs that you need to do day to day to build a 20k per month agency, pretty much. So I'm only going to be talking about front end, which basically means if you don't know what front end versus back end is, think about your agency. You've got a front end, which is the client acquisition, appointment setting, anything that drives cash in the door and gets you clients. And then the back end is simply fulfillment, service delivery, all that stuff. So let's talk about front end, because getting to like 10k per month, all you need to do is book appointments and close appointments and you can get there. Same with 20k per month. Now, having a good product will increase this dramatically. Like, having a good product is everything, the most important thing, but I can't speak about everything in one video, if you know what I mean. So let's just talk about what you need to focus on day to day to actually get to this point up here where you're happy and you've got freedom and you're also making money. So what I've done is I've basically got a diagram here, but first of all, let me just talk about your offer, because this is really important. Now, you need a complete offer. A complete offer consists of a both front end and back end offer that, when combined together, equals a complete offer. And how it works is it acts as a feedback loop, because what I mean by front end is, if we think about it the same as what I just explained about your agency, right? Your front end is, well, in terms of your offer, this is what you're going to be offering to businesses. So I know a lot of you guys who watch my channel do AI and chatbots. That would be a back end. And that's a great thing to save people time, reduce their costs, but it's mainly on the back end to save them time and that kind of thing. Whereas something on the front end would be ads, organic content, paid traffic, that kind of thing, to drive cash for your clients. Now, what happens is when you use both in the offer, is you're going to feed the other one. For example, the ads, or let's say you do organic content for real estate, that's going to drive leads to your chatbot. Which, I mean, you could have a front end chatbot as well on their website, but you could also have a back end chatbot. But I would say chatbot's more back end. But my point is that they feed each other. The front end feeds the back end, and then that completes a complete offer that allows you to charge high ticket and allows you to not be stuck in a flywheel, basically. It's because you can charge like 5k, 10k, and then outsource and actually have more leverage over your time. So let's talk about the daily inputs you need to do on the front end. So here's you as an agency owner. That's your role. I've put you in purple, pink. I don't know if I'm colorblind, but that's that. So and I've only put two things here because I don't want to make it overcomplicated. I could talk all day about front end systems and how to build a client acquisition system that converts, but I'm going to make this really simple for you. So what you want is an outbound VA specialist. Now, they're going to do 100 DMs a day for you. And it's one of the reasons why it's one of the first things that I have in my program for agency owners is literally assign them a VA. And if you want a cheap VA, then I've got a few. Book a call if you want. If not, no worries. I can source you a VA who is already trained on our scripts and our SOPs and all that good stuff to book about 30 to 60 meetings a month. But you could just get one yourself, I guess. Obviously, they're not trained, so you'd have to train them. You'd have to train them on tracking sheets, everything. But they're about $400 a month, I think. That's where you could get one for yourself. And ours are also pretty cheap like that as well. So what they're going to be doing is 100 DMs a day, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. Now, across all these three platforms, what you're going to get is, after a few weeks, is you're going to get an insane amount of data. Now, data is very important. Big companies, Apple, Tesco, Walmart, like every big billion-dollar company you can think of, data is like insanely important to them, and they sell data for millions every year, which is pretty cool. Because people think about, like, let's say you go shopping at Walmart or Tesco if you're in the UK, pretty much the same thing. Like they're both supermarkets, right? People think that it's just they basically have like a loyalty card, which means that you can like get discounts on food. But the reason they do that isn't to give you, like, obviously it's to get you coming back into their store, because you get a discount. That's one main reason, but it also acts as another thing, which is data. They can track exactly what people are looking for, and then I think Tesco sell it for about 54 million a year. They just sell the data from people who are buying food in their store, which is pretty cool because not many people think about that. But data is going to be massive. Now, if you don't have our trained VAs and you want to do it yourself, you'd have to train them on 2 different tracking sheets. Ours are already trained. So basically, let me show you what the first one would look like. Really easily, it would look like this. So you've got everyone they message, they put in here, and they also put, let me get that so you can copy, but yeah, first message, second message, third message, fourth message. And if you're not tracking any of this data and you're doing like cold DMs or anything like that, then you're kind of screwed. I'm not going to lie. And this is obviously real estate. Now, we've cracked the real estate game in terms of DMs. So if you're an agency owner and you work with real estate agents, then I highly suggest booking a call with me because it's cracked. But and I'm insanely dialed this in. But you basically need to track every process of the messaging sequence, because then you can identify bottlenecks and which part of the messaging script isn't working or is working. Just like what I talked about, cause and effect. Now, you'll need to track them on this. So you need to train them to track this, but then you also need to train them on tracking a really basic, I don't know why I can't, there we go. Beautiful. That's how it works. You also need to train them on on one like this, which is just a message is sent, first reply rate, positive reply rate, calendar send rate, bookings. And once again, you can identify bottlenecks because how it works is you've got ideal metrics. So we're looking for a 20% first reply rate, a 10% positive reply rate, 8% calendar send rate, 2% booking rate. And if our metrics at the end of the month, aren't aligning with, can't speak, it's kind of late here, but you can basically change the inputs to make the outputs better. So data is insanely important. And once again, you're not going to be doing this because it's a $4 an hour job. And if you're going to get to 20K per month, I honestly, do not send messages yourself, please. I don't care what anyone says. I know people say, oh, try and, do it yourself. No, just screw that. Just, get a VA, get them to do it. You can focus on the more important stuff, like content, like making decisions, fulfillment. So that's the other thing you need to be doing. YouTube, IG, Facebook, 3 times a week. Now, how it works is you've got long form. So this is what this video is. Anything over 15 minutes, 10 minutes, usually is long form. But then you're going to distribute that to IG, Facebook. And once again, just like the offer up here, it acts as a feedback loop because the VAs are going to be following everyone on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. So they get about 5 to 10% of your ideal clients follow you back. So then they see your content. And if we look at some of the top people in the industry, even when they're running paid ads, which I'm talking about organic content here. Let me put that just to make it clear. I'm talking about organic content, but what you find is that people who do paid ads nowadays, they aren't even, the call to action in the paid ads isn't even a book call. It's to get them to see their content. That's all they want. So then once they see the content, obviously you're going to get a lot of awareness around you and your offer by, the VA doing the messages because, the first thing people do when they get messaged or outreach to is they always check the profile. And if you've got good content on your profile, it will act as a feedback loop. So they help each other, just like your offer up here with the front end and the back end. So that's basically what you need to be doing day to day. At least 100 outbound minimum. Honestly, I would say 400 across email, SMS, and DMs. 400 outbound per day. And then obviously you want to be focusing on content on the front side as well. And obviously if you're going to getting to 10K per month, you can sort of do that a bit chaotically, but getting to 20, 30, 50, from my experience, you just need better infrastructure. And what I mean by that is you need better systems. So for example, you need when someone books when someone cancels an appointment with you, you need a cancelled appointment standard operating procedure, a automation or workflow. Same with booking calls. You just need tighter systems basically. You need to make it a bit more organized, but getting to 10, you can do that easily without anything pretty much, just pure volume. But the point of today's video was to show you what you need to be doing day to day to not get trapped in this vicious circle and to also fill your bucket with what your future self, who is already achieved this goal, would do. So managing VAs, content maybe, not doing the messages themselves, and more importantly, not doing cold calls themselves because it takes a lot of time and energy, and that isn't really once again, think of yourself as earning $100 an hour, and I promise you wouldn't be doing cold calls if you were making $100 an hour because it's not a skill that is that costly basically. So that's what I talked about in today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed. I think no joke, I think 50% of you guys watching this aren't even subscribed. So if you want the best content around growing your agency, scaling it, whether it's AI automation you do, I don't know what you sell to be honest, but I post content that helps all agencies, mainly AI automation agencies, on this channel, and I also provide the best lead gen appointment setting strategies as well. So hit the subscribe button and if you did like this video. Comment what videos you want next, and if you're interested in scaling your agency a bit faster and you're looking to execute faster and actually apply all of this done for you. So for example, just get a VA who's already trained, who tracks the messages, who's using, we've obviously sent I think we've sent about 150,000 DMs across all niches for agency owners. So the data we have is nuts, which means that I can just build you a first message, second message, third message, that actually converts straight away. And that's kind of what I'm doing for agency owners and coaches at the minute. So if that's something you're interested in, you just want, more meetings and more clients, then yeah, book a free call. And yeah, we can have a talk, nothing serious, low pressure. And I can basically explain how we're able to do this. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, like I just said, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.